What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about Abomination and the Gamma team in general. We are going to talk about some big priorities that you might want to have for this team, and we are also going to take a look why I think, and other content creators, a few of them, not many, just a couple of them, that also think that these teams are going to be extremely good for raids. We're going to take a look at their kits. We are not going to discuss T4s or Isolate. We are just going to take a look at the kit and see what makes them relevant in raids and what they can do better than the Web Warriors. So we're going to take a look at all of that. Also, we can take some speculation on what Red Hulk kit might look like, maybe the tags you will have, and those type of things. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about the Gamma team and Abomination. So before we start, best recommendation that anyone can give you is to save all your cores for Abomination. The same way I told you to save all your cores for Agatha, I spent over 10,000 cores on Agatha. The same thing I'm gonna tell you about Abomination. Save all your cores for Abomination, otherwise you are going to regret it really hard. 100% regret it. And this guy is popular, but he's not as popular as Gambit, so it's very likely that you'll be able to get shards for him with cores. So once again, make sure you have at least 5,000 cores, if not more, maybe 6,000, to get additional shards for this guy. This guy you want to have as big as possible because his kit is amazing, and his plug and play on literally every single team is going to be amazing in Blitz, Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, everywhere, literally everywhere. Okay, so after that warning, let's take a look at this in construction infographic for the Gamma team. And what I want to show you right here is this very important. So two characters right here that require gamma radiation, and on top of that the Bionic Avengers also have two characters that require the gamma radiation, which are Vision and Iron Man. So make sure you have at least the minimum amount for all these characters on the orange type, but then you want to make sure that you have at least 34, I think it's 34 for each of the characters. So you need 34 for this guy right here, the Abomination, and then you need another 34 for Hulk. At the beginning you only need 24 for both, but then you need to farm these, otherwise they are going to limit your progress in the sagas, and they will limit how long it will take for you to unlock Apocalypse. So it's very important that you pay attention at all of these uniques and making sure that you have enough for every single character. In terms of Isolate, things like that, I don't know right now. I think this guy is going to be a striker, the other ones is too early to tell. And in terms of red stars, yes, all red stars for Abomination. Amadeus Show, Braun, it's not really important to get high red stars on him, 4 or 5 is going to be nice. And the other ones you should have at least at 5 from the past. If you should spend gold promotion credits or not, that's the answer that's a question we will answer in the future. Okay, so once again, bare bones infographic just with the T4's information. Some of these might change with the Red Hulk. And in terms of the Isolate, we definitely don't know for sure, but I like Braun as a striker because every time he does the basic attack, he's going to apply regenerations on his allies. So that's very interesting, because it increases the sustain of the team. Okay, so let's take a look at this team. What makes this team so good in raids? Okay, so we are going to start with Braun, and Braun is a very interesting character, and it gives you vibes of Grandmaster Yoda from Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you play that game, Grandmaster Yoda, or whatever Master Yoda is his name, he has a very similar kit to this guy, which is getting positive effects on this character and then spread it to the entire team. This is so powerful. This is extremely powerful, and it's something that is going to be very important. Now, before we start with that, before we take a look at the kits, it's going to be very important to take a look at the stats. So you can see right here, in terms of stats, we have a Meta 3.0, we have over 1 million health for these characters, and he's going to get additional 30% from Abomination. Now, in my opinion, the buffs that Red Hulk is going to give is focus. While this team has a decent amount of focus, is not that great, and because it also has to synergize with the Horseman, and we have Morgan Le Fay with health and resistance, we have Rogue with the Drain. I think at least focus, it will be what Red Hulk is going to provide to make his team even better and to make the Horseman even better as well. His speed 118, this is very good. This makes him a little bit faster than most of the Web Warriors. I think Miles and Ghost Spider, they are faster than this, but the other ones are not. So in terms of speed, that's going to be important. So you can see just in terms of the stats, and we saw last week, in a difficulty 4 of the Doom 3 raids, they hit you for over 1 million health or 1 million damage. So if you don't have 1 million health, then you are going to die. So this is a good way, of course, to protect you. On top of that, we also have the armor right here, 33,000, and you are going to get additional 30% armor from Hulk. So you are going to be around the 40,000 plus armor. Once again, this is all stats on the meta 3.0 of MSF, 1 million here, 40,000 here, and over 20,000 in terms of the focus. Okay, so far so good in terms of the stats, and this is mostly across the board. We can see the other characters, but we'll see that after. Okay, so let's go to the ability that is super crazy. So it is special, 5 energy comes full, and it's going to attack the primary target and adjacent targets, copy and clear all positive effects excluding taunt from each target. Okay, so this is going to be extremely important. Now, we don't know for sure if it copies the same amount of turns that it has or not, but it's definitely something interesting. So you are attacking up to 3 targets at the same time, and you copy all those positive effects, and then you can see right here, spread all those positive effects, excluding taunt, from self to the Gamma allies. So this is going to be to the entire team. So if you are copying Death Proof, offense up, defense up, speed up, deflects, all these things that you are copying, you are going to spread them to all your team, which is going to be amazing. In war, this attack cannot be blocked. Okay, that's irrelevant. Now, in terms of the basic, applies offense down. That's useful because the Web Warriors, for example, they don't have many ways of applying offense down. And if you don't apply offense down, you fall into those situations where they hit you for 1 million damage in the face. On top of that, when you do the isolate attack or when you do the second effect, you also apply regeneration to Gamma allies. This is going to increase the sustain of the team, and because these characters, they have so much HP, that means all of these regenerations are going to heal for a nice amount as well. Okay, so now let's take a look at the ultimate. Single target damage, but it's going to steal 35% of that character's max health. Then it's going to be multiplied by 500%, and then it's going to be divided by 5. That means the 35% max health that you're stealing from the enemies is going to be applied to your entire team, and this is going to bypass the heal block. So all those pesky heal blocks from Gamora and Nebula on the second node of the Doom 3 raids, none of that is going to have any effect. On top of that, it's also going to remove all the negative effects from Self and the Gamma allies, and it's also going to apply immunity to Self and Gamma allies. So this is going to be extremely strong, extremely powerful, and on top of that, even more. So we are facing Infinity Watch on the second node of the Doom raids, right? This is going to bypass the multiple death proofs that they have thanks to Phyla-Vell. So this is a great counter against Phyla-Vell. Okay, so in terms of the passive, so heal one turn, clears heal block every single turn and gives regeneration to that character, increasing the survivability of the team. When this character or any Gamma ally drops below 50% health, that character is going to get 15% bar and offense up, plus 3 death proofs. Now this is going to be extremely important because it might tell you that you are going to use only partial of the Gamma team. So you might have Brawn, you might have Hulk, you might have Abomination, Red Hulk, and then who's going to be the last character? She-Hulk? No, it's going to be Phyla-Vell, because thanks to these death proofs, they are going to get 50% more drain. This is going to make the sustain of this team literally insane, And the reason why you can use Phyla-Vell there together with these other characters is because Hulk is going to be taunting all the time. He's a taunting machine now thanks to the rework on his special. So this is going to be extremely important, and he taunts, he has those 5 counters, and then with this additional drain, he's going to heal himself up, and this is going to activate multiple times. So they are going to get tons of speed bar, they are going to get tons of offense up, they are going to get tons of death proofs, and they are pretty much immortal. Like, there is nothing that the Web Warriors have similar to this. Okay, on top of that, we have 30% additional max health for them, for Braun, and for the entire team. So you can see, just by the kit of Braun alone, this team is going to be literally insane, especially if you pair them together with characters like Phyla-Vell that, even on their own, are quite powerful. Okay, so moving on, let's take a look at the next character that matters. And that character is going to be Abomination. Like, Abomination is 100% ridiculous. Once again, save all your cores for this guy. If you don't, if you do the same mistake that you did with Agatha, you didn't listen to me. You decided to not listen to me, to my good advice that always works out for everyone. You didn't listen to me, you didn't save your cores for Agatha. If you do the same for Abomination, I'm telling you, you are going to regret it really, really hard. Okay, so taking a look at the stats, look at these stats. These stats are insane. So we have 1 million HP again. Once again, he's going to get 30% more HP from Braun. Then 53,000 damage, very, very good. 33,000 armor, which is going to increase by 30%. And then we look at the focus. So even if Red Hulk doesn't give additional focus, this alone is going to be quite helpful. And as we saw from Braun, it's also possible to get offense up. That will result in 50% more focus. Whenever you have offense up, you get 50% more focus. So Abomination, just in terms of stats, is amazing. The only problem he has is the resistance. It's not the best, but it's okay. And now in terms of speed, these guys didn't play around with Abomination. He's great. Look at Gambit. Gambit is a great character, but he's kind of slow. It's not the case with Abomination. He's way faster than Gambit by like 10% or even higher than 10%. So it's very, very significant, the speed that Abomination has. Okay, so you can see in terms of the stats, this character is pretty ridiculous. Now let's take a look at the kit and see what makes him tick. Okay, so one thing that you can see right away from Abomination's kit is that most of his abilities, apart from the isolate attack, deal piercing damage. Piercing damage ignores armor, so slapping that Colossus, slapping that magic on node 2, it's going to be easy mode for Abomination. He's going to wreck through that Colossus and that magic, so no problem there. On top of that, he's going to clear defense up and he's going to apply defense down. That means he's going to slap very, very hard. Really, really hard. So whether it is with the isolate attack or the basic attack, good stuff is going on here. Now, basic attack counters the chain is irrelevant because it only chains for 1. Now, we go to the good stuff. So, first ability, special, 4 energy comes full. Once again, he has 121 speed, which is amazing. Attack all enemies for piercing damage, 250%. Clears defense up and applies offense down for 2 turns. And defense down for 2 turns. So not only you are reducing the enemy's defense by 50%, you are also reducing the enemy's offense by 50%. The Web Warriors, they don't have anything like this. They can apply the defense down, yes, but they cannot apply the offense down consistently. And this is, once again, to all characters, all enemies, 2 turns offense down. This team already has ridiculous amount of armor. This team already has ridiculous amount of health. So this is going to be a killer move to allow you to go its cruise control through the nodes because it's so damn easy with this ability. On top of that, this ability also has 100% extra focus when the characters have defense down, and it has 100% crit if the targets have defense down or defense up. This will activate and then this will activate, so it's very important because it says that it will always crit. Are you supposed to use this guy as a raider? Are you supposed to use this guy as a striker? That's something that we have to wait for Red Hulk to decide. This attack cannot be blocked, and even if it was blocked, it doesn't matter because we don't face many characters that block in raids on the bio line. Okay, so now we have the ultimate. The ultimate, once again, extremely powerful. Flip, elevates, deflects, and minor deflects on the target, applies defense down and stun. Very, very good. And it has a 600% nuking. piercing, 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 piercing. Very, very important that it is piercing, because once again, Phyla-Vell, she also has 600% nuke, but it's not piercing, so many times the damage is mitigated. This means you'll get 100% or you'll get 600% damage in the enemy's face. Very, very powerful. This cannot be blocked, this cannot be dodged, and once again, it's a turn 1 stun. Turn 1 stun on 121 speed. This guy is so good, this guy is so good. I think Scopely will watch my video and they'll listen to me telling you to save all your cores, and they are going to make it unable to get with core. So yeah, forget about the cores, Scopely. Okay, so let's continue. On war defense does whatever, it doesn't matter. So on turn, it's going to heal for 20% max health. On turn, very, very important, it's going to flip one positive effect of all enemies on the field. This ability is so damn good. This ability is so damn good. It's unbelievable how powerful this ability is. And this is why it would be nice if Red Hulk gives additional focus to make sure that this ability always works. On top of that, 30% max health, 30% drain, 30% focus for each Gamma ally. So maybe, this is the only reason why maybe Red Hulk is not going to give the focus, but I think it would make sense. And then we have all allies that are Gamma, 30% health and 30% drain. So once again, we have healing on turn on their passives, and then they also have drain, which is, this team is just ridiculous. Let's be honest, this team is 100% ridiculous. This is a 100% must-have, and those are the main reasons why we want to invest in this team for raiding. Now, in terms of She-Hulk, she's not as good as the other characters, of course. She also has a stun. The problem with She-Hulk is that she's a little bit too slow. She's rocking at 101 speed, so it's not great. Unfortunately, this is the biggest problem for her. In terms of the damage is very, very good. And in terms of the health, you have to remember that here is missing additional 60%. So it's 101,200,000, 1,300,000, exactly like the same characters. And you can see that the amount of armor is also like the other characters. So very, very powerful character. Not as good as the other ones, but her passive ability is still good. It's still good because she's clearing all those negative effects that we might have on our team. And then she's going to throw those negative effects into the enemies. So if the enemies are applying offense down, defense down, or whatever, for example, you are facing Phoenix. Phoenix apply those defense downs to you. She-Hulk is going to grab in all of those and it's going to throw on the enemy. So it's a character that you might use, depends. We have to wait and see who's going to be the better, if it's going to be She-Hulk or Hulk. Both are interesting characters. But in terms of Hulk, the stats are pretty much the same. He has even higher HP and damage than She-Hulk. You can see right here, way higher. And now you can see the difference on the armor. So he already has the additional buff in the armor, 10,000. And that rocks him to 43,000 armor. That's some of the highest armors that we have seen in the game. Focus on resistance, not important. And in terms of the speed, it doesn't really matter because he gets a bunch of turn meter. And in terms of his kit, basic attack, this is mostly meaningless stuff. What matters really is the special. Low cooldown is going to clear negative effects, is going to heal himself, and is also going to attack the enemies for some nice amount of damage, which once again 500% plus the drain, it's going to be huge. The ultimate slaps multiple characters. This should be used mostly to heal the character in case he gets low enough. And then when you took a look at the passive, not only he works with the Gamma team, he also works with the Wave 1 Avengers. He gets the additional health, and then he gets the additional armor. So on top of all the health that the characters get, he also gets additional 10% health. So in total, Hulk will have additional 70% health. It's just massive. He also gets additional armor if he's below 50% health, and he also gets additional 1000 resistance if he has down. So as you can see, this team is just ridiculous. And we can have the full team, or we can have one of those combinations with Phyla-Vell, maybe even with the Squirrel Girl, because those characters, they have a lot of plug and play mechanics. And yeah, I'm very excited for this team. Just in the stats alone, they are great for raids. But when you take a look at the kits and how powerful they are, this team is just going to the next level. Now, in terms of Red Hulk, what are my expectations for Red Hulk? I think he's going to be some kind of a blaster. Not that it makes too much sense, but I guess because we have so many protectors here, we have support, brawler, protector, so it would be okay to have a blaster. And in terms of the horseman, we also don't have a blaster right now. We have a controller and we have a protector. Yes, so it would make some sense to have a blaster. And I hope that Red Hulk has some mechanic that gives additional energy to these guys. Not like they need, but at least Braun, if he would work a little bit better if he had a little bit more energy flowing through him. And finally, I would like maybe a little bit more focus, but maybe it's not necessary because Abomination has focus for himself. So I don't really know which passive ability Red Hulk would give that would synergize not only with the Gamma team, but also with the Horsemen. Once again, Horsemen, they already have health and resistance from Morgan Le Fay, and they also have Drain from Rogue. Here we have a Drain and HP, then we have more HP, then we have armor. Here we have damage, but only in raid, only in war. So I don't know exactly what's missing. I think it's the focus. I don't know. But it's not, once again, it's not like this team needs additional focus. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the Gamma team and why I think they are going to be amazing in raids. This is a team that is really some next level stuff. And once again, save your cores for Abomination. You want this guy. You see him, he's telling you. Save the cores. You're going to regret if you don't get this guy at least at 5 yellow. And if you can push it a little bit further to the 6 yellow, that's going to be great because it's going to give you a value for a very long time that you don't have to spend additional cores or money or anything like that. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. And if you found information on this video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. And I will catch you guys later.